Due to the graphic nature of its content, listener discretion is advised.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, we continue the conversation with Mike, Jocelyn, Tim, and Bennett. This is what happened along my pathway, just kind of going with the heart. Matter of fact, quick shout out to Wendy and Kevin. They came over and mowed the lawn. Like, I love this. They came out for 4th of July because they wanted to get together with fellow Marines. So I had them over to the house. Jocelyn and I are here. We grilled out and just hung out, told them about what we're doing. Huge amounts of faith in our project. Love it. And they noticed that the grass was extremely high because, unfortunately, my lawnmower broke down. And these amazing people showed up the next day without notice and said, "We're here to mow your yard." And they each were, on a riding lawnmower. I got like 2.5 acres of lawn out here. I'm truly blessed in where I live. And they mowed it all free of charge. And they were like, we're here to help you out. So last week, I actually called Kevin out of blue. And I was like, "Hey, brother, unfortunately, my guy's working on the lawnmower right now. It's getting high. I was wondering if I could just borrow your lawnmower." He's like, "You know what, Marine? I'll do you one better. I got a fellow veteran who's moving, getting rid of his riding lawnmower. He said you can just have it." So he put a new battery in it, did some, gas line maintenance or what have you. Bob's your uncle. And you should have seen the shit-eating grin on my goddamn face when I was riding that lawnmower around the lawn. Because I'm telling you, man, because this is my first riding lawnmower, you know what I mean? Like, I rode around Grandpa's back in the day and stuff like that, but like, this is mine. Like, this is mine, baby.
Dude, are you gonna soup it up and put like stickers on it and stuff?
Fuck yes,
what?
I am.
He's already got straight pipes on it.
I swear to God. Okay, the whole
put
thing's
some hooker headers on there and some new rims.
Hell yes. And the whole thing's black, and so I'm gonna put on like red accents so that it matches my Harley.
And you need to get a hold of a big like brass Marine Corps emblem and put it right on the grill in the front.
Fuck yes. That's happening.
That's awesome.
Hell yes. Dude, I'm telling you, that's what it's all about. It's just Marines helping Marines. These folks literally just did it out of the blue, out of the kindness of their heart. I'm just like, what? Wendy gets her friends involved and stuff like that, and what we're doing and is pushing, the podcast. I mean, it's awesome, man. Going out there and working with fellow people who want to make an impact, and it's so great. That's the passion that I miss about the Corps. A lot of people say eat the apple, fuck the Corps, all this other shit, and it's like, no, dude, you don't understand. Like, your brothers, the pathway that you're going, and your sisters, for that matter, and the pathway that you're going down, that's when your spirits were aligned at that moment in time. You guys all had a task and purpose. We talk about all the time. But what's great about it when you get out is now it's like you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can say fuck your script and go and just team up with fellow Marines and corpsmen and what have you. It doesn't need to be Marines, fellow veterans as a whole, and just go and like crush the nuts off of a mission, all because it truly is out of just the faith that everyone has. That's why we're always faithful. I swear to God, and it sounds cheesy, but like I see it every day. It can't be cheesy if it literally exists every single day, everywhere I go. I got hardcore motherfuckers. Sean, remember Sean the Marine? Love this dude in my local community. Sean is a hardcore fucking dude. Sleeved out, literally played in a band called Hardcore up in New York. Awesome, awesome, awesome dude. He's always out to help and support. And it's all like, yeah, dude, you're fucking hardcore. You got a badass, ambitious mission. I'm here. I'm like, yes! Like, oh, man, that's what I love about doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you know what? It's not even really necessarily. It's just about doing the right thing sometimes and doing what you want from the heart. Because if you do that, I promise you that it will come back. It will come back to you, whether it's monetarily or just in sheer joy to you. And once again, like you said, it sounds kind of cheesy, but my wife and I always laugh because the last 2 years we've struggled financially and whatnot, but after it all comes down, we always have what we call money fairies. And it's kind of the whole goes along with the same thing, is like, if you just live your life from your heart you're gonna be okay. You know, and that's how I live my life now, and it's awesome. You know,
Well, Sebastian, put a plug in for you. You said it a little while ago. You talked about doing just doing the right thing. And
Right.
that's kind of why we're here. And one of the things that I've kind of figured out about myself, and I think it applies to a lot of veterans, is in various ways. It depends on your personal experience. If you've been in combat, if you've not, if you've shot people in the face or not, or whatever the case may be. To a certain extent, a lot of us have a broken spirit, or broken psyche, or call it what you want. And doing the right thing, and just living for a reason, and having a purpose that is bigger than you, all those things kind of combined are what helps us heal our spirit, and helps us to put ourselves and our lives back together.
well, it kind of probably give you yourself back a little bit, because
It does.
90% of us join the Corps for that reason.
Yeah, it helps heal those fractures. I was very idealistic when I joined the Marine Corps. That's the only reason I joined. Pure idealism. No, I
But
didn't care.
you do lose that.
I absolutely lost it. I totally lost it. I was so bitter and jaded, and I thought that everybody had an ulterior motive, and I'm very cynical now. My cynicism hasn't gone away, but it's tempered by a little compassion, and it's not so mean-hearted cynicism anymore.
If I may, that actually ties well into the point I was going to make when Bennett was talking about like just living your life from the heart.
A heart-centered life.
Yeah. So the caveat to that is that the heart will just as readily accept fear as it will love. And if we gauge the rest of our lives by that, like, is this reaction out of fear or love? Like that's where leading from the heart works, is when we purpose ourselves in love. Fear, it's completely unnecessary, because we revel in love. Every act that a Medal of Honor recipient has ever done is in sheer love.
Well,
Like
we thrive in love.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with that respect, that's the caveat to living your life with the heart, is that you have to guard your heart. You have to love intentionally. And so but that's the great thing about what we're doing, is that this is literally a daily intentional, like, instilling of love into the world. If I may, not to sound tree hugging, but in that regard, how do I destroy fear in my life? I will love.
Right.
So
And
that's
I think that's what a lot of guys leave behind when they leave the military, but it doesn't have to be that way. I guess
Right.
that's what this is all about, is
Right.
that we don't have to leave that behind. We can continue. It might not be with the same guys, but we can continue that out in the civilian world. And because of that, us as veterans can thrive, because we've spilled blood in the same mud. And there's this, like you say, Sebastian, there's this love, it's like unwritten or unspoken love that you have for other people that have done the same things that you've done,
yeah.
So
Definitely. And then you see the idea they have, or this spark of an idea, and it's like you really are able to build into that, because you're like, oh well, I know this guy, or oh well, this, we just heard about this project going up over here, let's link these people together.
right.
And
This
that
is
comes
so,
from
this
that
is so
place
a
of,
Daryl Fusaro conversation.
Oh
having
yeah,
right now, by the way.
absolutely. Which is one of the reasons why we need to continue building our relationships with him. I mean, such a great mind, a great heart, and being able to get, for us. I don't know about you guys, but for me, my life, my personal inner life inside myself is so chaotic sometimes,
I
and
hear
it's so
that,
easy
man.
for me to get tugged back and forth between, doing things from the heart or reacting out of fear and other things. And so it's nice to have these conversations to kind of recenter myself, and you want to surround yourself by people who think the same way and want to act the same way. So, yeah. You're getting all this on tape, right?
Oh yeah. Mike just looked over at me. He's like, "You're recording, right?" I was like, "Oh yeah."
Hey, I want to throw out a plug for an email that Bennett sent out not too long ago about the Mind Valley guy, Vishen Lakiani.
Oh yeah, they have some incredible concepts on how to run their business.
Yeah,
Mind
if
Valley.
you've not taken a look at that link,
But
please do so. I'm looking at his page right now, and there's actually a thing called Zentrepreneur by Mind Valley, Zent Repreneur, Zentrepreneur. So it's basically it's a business growth program. It's kind of like it's sort of like what Larry Broughton does with the whatchamacallit.
Ugozi.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty similar, but so I'm sitting here looking at it now, and I think I might check this out. I don't know.
well, they have a thing called Mind Valley Academy.
Yeah, they got that.
Yeah, man, and it's it's just like I told Tim earlier in the conversation that we had. I literally have a morning routine that I do, and part of it is a meditation thing. And I never thought that I'd be the dude sitting there, in a choir room meditating. But I find that it works for me. It calms me down and it allows me to just, go forward with my day. But I use an app that they have on Mind Valley to do that. And dude, it's pretty cool. So
Yeah, this is Mind Valley's version of the Mastermind program. Is that Centrepreneur?
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, good ideas are good by virtue of being good ideas. And so being able to see that growing in different parts of the world and with different people, like, oh wait, there is a decent way to do things. All right, let's go with that. It's amazing to see.
Hell yes. It's awesome. This is something that we will be working with within our specific corridor also, as far as building a mastermind group with fellow entrepreneurs. We openly welcome all of you guys to seek us out and be a part of the conversation as far as the mastermind and coming together. It's one of those things where it's like when other business owners convene, typically what comes out of it is not an agenda, but much rather, again, to boil it down to just like legitimate singular principles. It's the idea of like, what is the overarching dream here? It's obviously to flourish. So there, that's one of the things that we do so well is the intercommunication, be able to actually coordinate with everybody else. It's veteran language, not Marinese and Army speak and all of this other stuff. So, that's one of the things that I'm encouraging other veteran business owners to do is get with us and discuss business practices, cultural practices.
Do you guys know who Jim Rohn is? Rohn.
Yes.
He wrote that book, The Art of Exceptional Living.
Yep.
He's just an incredible author. But one of the best quotes I've ever heard, period. And there's another, John Lee Dumas uses this quote every day, is you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I've heard that
pretty,
before.
but it's a pretty powerful statement if you think about it. So if you are with toxic people in your life, every day in and out, you may want to reconsider those people not being in your life. I know that we don't always get to choose that necessarily, meaning family and whatnot, but even if it's just listening to positive things on the radio or just surrounding yourself with positive stuff, I think that would count as well. And that all goes hand in hand with what we're trying to do too. So,
or positive things on podcasts.
Yeah, positive things on podcasts. Smarty pants.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show.
He throws it out there so readily.
Gotta love that. Gotta shamelessly plug it.
Yeah,
Hey man, how else do you get people to
shameless-
listen to your
shameless
stuff?
product placement.
Yeah, absolutely. We gotta have folks subscribe, rate, and review the show. Otherwise, we're not gonna have anybody listen to this damn thing.
It's all right. I'll talk anyway.
With people being, negative like vacuums in other people's lives, I mean, it's also with a lot of us veterans coming back. That's that loop we end up stuck in, and that's why I appreciate what you're doing, Bennett. In a big way for guys that are stuck in those loops, trying to help them get out of that to where they're flowing normally again.
I'm saying they're stuck in the suck.
Yeah. So in that regard, what the end goal of what we're trying to do is really encouraging and hopeful for me, because as whatever this thing that we're trying to do and accomplish grows, and as we progress in just attempting to show people what adding value is, I'm hoping that spirit is awakened in a lot of these guys to grab onto, to really, like, hey, I fought for freedom. I'm not seeing it right now, but that idea still exists, and it's still there. And by virtue of being the right way, we're just going to do it right, and we're going to show everyone.
And have a blast doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
absolutely, man. I
So
mean, that's kind of the
it's like
point.
this has been a heavy recording session, or a heavy show, whatever you want to call it. But I think that everyone's going to see that this is just going to get, goofy at times and awesome. But it's cool that we can flow
It's
between
stupid.
that we can flow between the two,
Yeah.
because we don't take ourselves that seriously.
Well, I
After all
know.
said
I
and
mean,
done.
speaking of flow, we were in a conjoined room with Tim, and we're glad to report he's very regular. Both mornings.
Not a big deal.
It was
Absolutely.
the flow was there. So I mean,
Right.
we're working with good stuff.
Conjoined room.
Which is kind of good because it's good that he still has his regularity, because he's getting up there in years too. So
Yeah.
you know,
I want to throw something else out real quick, and this is kind of on the heavy side too. But you know what? We're talking about a lot of serious issues and things like that. If you're a guy or a gal and you're listening to this, and you've ever thought that there was even the remotest chance that you might become a statistic, I want you to pick up the freaking phone and call me. If you feel that way today, seriously, 910-546-6046. You can call me. This is Tim, all right? And we'll work it out. Because one of the ultimate goals here, I mean, obviously, we want ultimately for our veteran community to thrive and to be happy and to be able to assimilate back into civilian life and make your lives mean something to you, right? And to the people around you. But that can never happen if we're killing ourselves, or if we're isolating ourselves from one another to the point that you're just a complete recluse. If that's what's going on in your life, or if you've got something that's so heavy that you just can't deal with, pick up the freaking phone and call 910-546-6046. There, I put my regular cell phone out there. Now every crank in the world is going to start calling me, but that's okay.
it'll be like Lindsey Graham smashing his phone the other day after Trump threw his shit out on.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if he gets that guy, I'll get a new phone number, but I'll probably put it out there too. It's important to me, for people to know, for guys like us and gals who have served, if you need to know that there's somebody here for you. If you don't know that already, if you haven't figured that out, know it now, that we are here for you. Your fellow veterans are here for you. And all you have to do is open your mouth and say something. Just say help, right? And, I guess, Jocelyn, you might want to put this at the beginning of the thing or something. I don't know. Because maybe somebody that's feeling like that probably won't make it all the way through the daggum session, But I feel like I don't have a problem sticking my phone number out there. So there it is.
Beautiful.
And with that, if you're in that place, also just we have our Facebook pages. CNS does. Reach out to us there. Any method that you're comfortable with in reaching out. We know a bunch of people that are wanting to help out as well, on top of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yes.
Big team, big network out there that is willing and able. And a lot of people that have walked in the same shoes, dealt with the same things that you're dealing with right now.
And they actually, believe it or not, need the talent that you have. Whoever you are, there is something there that you learned that there is a need for inside of this network of veterans that are looking to make positive change in this world. So we'll find a place.
Don't be too proud, man. I mean, that's all what it comes down to is we're taught to be tough Marines and all that jazz and yada yada yada, but when it comes down to it, man, you got to have the courage to take care of yourself too. And there's nothing shameful about asking for help. Because guess what? Your command's not there anymore to give you shit because you went to sick call or whatever it is, man. Because none of us are going to judge you like that, period.
I mean, everybody, to include all the people that are feeling this way, we would all jump at the opportunity to help each other. We all know it. And
Absolutely.
It would feel good for us to do so for our brother. So
but every one of us has been in a place where we're like, no, man, I'm good, because that's what's expected, because you're a freaking a warrior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all I'm trying to say is that pride needs to get let go sometimes. And, if you're dead, it doesn't help any of us.
Well, and that's the other thing too, is like legitimately I had to have somebody else tell me at one point in life. And Mike, if you're out there listening, thank you. He literally looked at me and was like, we can all see that you're hurting. You're not allowed to drop your pack. Your spirit is fucked up right now. And we got to bring you back on board as far as what we're looking to achieve here. It wasn't a mindset thing. It wasn't a body thing. The conditioning was all there. It was like, bro, your spirit is so broken. Your soul is crushed by what's going on in your life. We're here to help you because we want to enrich that aspect of your life. And honestly, thank God that guy did that. And, yeah, man, it's one of those things.
There.
Hell yeah, we've all been there. Hey, look, we got to wrap it up, folks. Thank you so much for your time. Honestly, gents, thanks for being with us so that we could convene as a team. Hey, listeners, don't forget to subscribe, rate, review the podcast. We're here to support your missions. We're here to add value to the world. Tell us how we can do it better. Thank you for listening to another episode of Cigars and Sea Stories. Semper Fidelis, and cue the music.
Hold on, we're not done just yet.
That sounded so fake. You need to do it again.
Give it a few.
Hold on, we're not done just yet. Hold on, we're not done just yet. Hold on, we're not done just yet.
I like that one.
Hold on, we're not done just yet.
Hold on, we're not done just yet.
Hold on, we're not done just yet. Wait, I just wanted to do.
Hold on, we're not done yet.
Hang on a second, we're not just done yet.
Why was the just?
Hang on, help is on its way.
Mow.
Yes.
Wow, no.
Mow.
Stupid little bastard. Mow.
Wave your tails in the air like you just don't care.